Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive. In 2007, peaceful family holiday in Portugal turned into one of the most shocking mysteries the world has ever seen. What began as a normal evening in a quiet beach town quickly became an international search that has lasted for years. Millions of people across the globe would soon know the name of a 3-year-old girl, Madeleine McCann. Her story spread through newspapers, television, and later the internet, touching hearts and raising countless questions. How could a child disappear without a trace? Who was responsible? And why, after so many years, are there still no clear answers? This story is not only about a disappearance, but about a family's endless hope. A complex investigation across 3 countries, and a mystery that continues to stay alive in people's minds even today. The story of Madeleine McCann is one of the most well-known and heartbreaking mysteries of modern times. It began like many ordinary family vacations. In late April 2007, the McCann family arrived in the sunny Portuguese town of Praia da Luz. They wanted a quiet week away from their busy lives in the United Kingdom. The resort they stayed in was calm, friendly, and popular with families. It felt like the kind of place where nothing bad could ever happen. Madeleine McCann was 3 years old. She was described as bright, playful, and full of energy. She loved spending time with her younger twin siblings, and during the trip, the 3 children enjoyed playing by the pool, eating ice cream, and going to the beach. Their parents, Kate and Gary, were happy to see their children having fun and relaxing. Every evening, the adults in the holiday group followed a routine. After feeding and bathing their children, they put them to bed in their apartments. Then, instead of staying inside, the adults went to the resort's tapas restaurant, only a short walk away. They kept the doors locked, and they checked on the children regularly. They felt this system was safe because the restaurant was close enough to see parts of the apartment from the table. On the night of May 3rd, 2007, nothing seemed different at first. Madeleine and her siblings were asleep by 7:30 p.m. Kate and Gary joined their friends for dinner around 8:30. Throughout the meal, different members of the group took turns getting up and walking back to check on the children. The checks continued as normal. Each parent reported everything was fine. But shortly after 10 p.m., when Kate returned to the apartment for her next check, everything changed. She walked into the children's bedroom and froze. Madeleine's bed was empty. The window was open, and the shutter outside was raised. In an instant, Kate understood something was terribly wrong. She ran back to the restaurant, shouting that Madeleine was gone. Within minutes, everyone began searching. Friends, staff, and other guests spread out in every direction. People ran to the beach, the roads, the nearby buildings, and the parking areas. The resort staff turned on lights and called out Madeleine's name again and again. But no matter how hard they looked, there was no sign of her. Local police arrived soon after, but the first hours were chaotic. Many people had entered the apartment before officers were able to secure it. This made the investigation harder later on because footprints, fingerprints, and other clues may have been lost or mixed with those of the people searching. Time passed quickly that night, but hope began to fade as more and more hours went by without any trace of the missing child. By the next morning, Madeleine's disappearance had already spread across news in Portugal. Soon, it reached television stations and newspapers in the UK and then across the world. Pictures of Madeleine, especially the photo showing her unique eye marking, were shared everywhere. This helped people recognize her instantly, but it also brought huge media attention that put pressure on both the family and the police. The Portuguese police investigated many possible explanations. Some officers believed Madeleine might have wandered off. Others suspected a kidnapping. Tips came in from all over the region. Witnesses reported seeing unusual cars, strange people, or unfamiliar movements near the resort. But none of these leads solved the mystery. As weeks turned into months, the McCanns continued living in Portugal, hoping to stay close to the investigation. During this time, misunderstandings and miscommunication between the family and the police sometimes appeared in the media. This caused tension and made the situation even more painful for everyone involved. Eventually, the McCanns returned to England, but they promised they would continue searching for their daughter no matter what. Back in the UK, the family launched the Find Madeleine campaign. They raised funds, hired investigators, and urged the public to come forward with information. People around the world supported them. Posters, billboards, and videos with Madeleine's image were shared globally. Every new tip, no matter how small, was checked by investigators. Years passed, but the story never went away. In 2011, the British government asked Scotland Yard to review all the evidence from the case. A new team of detectives took on the massive job of re-examining everything. They interviewed over 100 people and looked at tens of thousands of documents. The officers found new areas to investigate and even asked Portuguese police to reopen parts of the original case. Despite all this effort, there was still no clear answer. The case seemed stuck in the same painful place. A family wanting to know the truth, but no one able to tell them what happened. Then, in 2020, there was a major development. German authorities announced that they were investigating a man, already in prison for other crimes, as a suspect. They said they believed he was in the area around the time Madeleine went missing. This news caught the world's attention again and brought new hope. Investigators searched properties linked to the suspect, including an old allotment area and a remote site in Portugal. They recovered items and tested them carefully. But even with this new focus, no confirmed breakthrough has been revealed to the public. The suspect denies involvement, and the case remains open. Police from multiple countries still cooperate and say they will continue working as long as there are leads to follow. Meanwhile, every year, on the anniversary of Madeleine's disappearance, her parents share messages with the public. They thank people for their kindness and support. They say that even though time passes, their love for their daughter never fades. They also say that not knowing what happened is one of the hardest things a parent can endure. The story of Madeleine McCann has touched millions of people. It reminds audiences how quickly life can change and how important it is to protect children. It also raises questions about safety, international cooperation, and the emotional weight carried by families in long, unsolved cases. Today, the case remains officially unsolved. The investigation is still active in the United Kingdom, Portugal, and Germany. All three countries confirm that they will continue searching for answers. Even after more than a decade, hope has not disappeared. People still send in tips, and investigators still follow new information whenever it appears. And so, the world waits. The McCann family waits. The mystery of what happened on that night, 2007, continues to remain one of the most haunting and unforgettable stories of our time. The search for truth has not ended, and perhaps one day, the answers that have been missing for so long will finally be found. As the years pass, the mystery of Madeleine McCann continues to remain unsolved. Investigators in several countries still say the case is open, and her family continues to hope for answers. Even after all this time, people around the world remember her name, her face, and the night she disappeared. The story raises many questions that may one day be answered. But until then, it remains a reminder of how quickly life can change. For Madeleine's family, the search has never stopped, and their hope has never completely faded. Whether the truth appears tomorrow, next year, or many years from now, the world continues to watch and wait. And as this story closes for now, one thing remains clear. Madeleine's disappearance is a mystery that has touched millions, and her story will never be forgotten. For watching more amazing videos like this, subscribe our channel Crime Loom.